All right, we are jumping into 4.4. We are going to graph an equation from a table. That's our learning icon today. What you're going to be able to do is graph in a line from a table, and you're going to have to create the table. The steps for graphing, we call it a function rule, because any table, the tables we're dealing with are functions. The first thing you want to do is make a table. That's the first thing you want to do. And I like to make my tables into 3. X, and this is going to be y equals something to do with x, and then I have my point x, y. That's how my tables look. And they're not going to tell you what x goes between. So for the homework you have today, you're going to make x go from -3 to +3. You're going to do 6 values today. Actually, 7. And you are going to find your y and then plot the points. Find y and plot points. So, graphing. Graphing from a table. You make your x's go from -3 to 3. You find your y's, and then you plot the points. Here's an example. Y equals -2x minus 4. Let's graph it. Well, the first thing I need to do is make my x go from -3 to 3. So I'm just going to go -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. All right, make sure you write that down. And now this is my equation. Y equals -2 times x minus 4. So I'm going -2 times x, take 4 away. That's what I'm doing. Now I'm going to be very tedious at first. I'm going to show every step, but I won't always do that. The first one is going to be -2 times -3 minus 4. -6 minus 4, -10. So I have the point -3, -10. Because my x is -3, my y is -10. Notice this -3 just got plopped right into the equation where the x is. The next one, this is going to be -2 times -2. Uh-oh, I messed up. Minus 4. Do you see my mistake? Yeah, that's supposed to be +6. 6 minus 4, 2, -3, 2. Okay. So this is going to turn into -2 times -2 is 4 minus 4, which is 0. So I have my point x, y. X is -2. My y now is 0. The next one, I'm just plugging in -1. -2 times -1 minus 4. 2 minus 4, -2. So I have the point -1, -2. And you can start doing this in your head once you get that pattern down. I know I'm just going -2 times x and then taking 4 away. So -2 times 0 is what? -2 times 0. 0. 0 minus 4, well, I don't want to, is -4. So I could, in this part, even just write -4 is going to be my answer, and then my point 0, -4. But let's show the details. I don't think we're ready for that yet. -2 times 0 minus 4, 0 minus 4, -4, 0, -4. Okay? And I'm halfway done. That's good. Now I just continue plugging in. -2 times 1 minus 4, -2 minus 4. There's my -6. -2 times 2 minus 4. -4 minus 4. negative 8. 0.2, negative 8. Negative 2 times 3 minus 4. Negative 6 minus 4. Negative 10. My point is 3. Negative 10. I'm going to give you a minute to catch up. Okay, now that we have made all these small calculations, we're going to plot the points. So this column right here tells me all the points I have, and I'm just going to plot it, recalling that the horizontal axis is the x, the tall axis is the y, and you always go to your x first. So it looks like I have negative 3, 2. I'm going negative 3 on the x, that's to the left, 1, 2, 3. I'm right here, just so you know. And then I'm going up 2. So to the left 3, 1, 2, 3, up 2. That's my point. The point negative 2, 0, I'm just going to the left 2, and it looks like I just stay there. I'm not going up or down. Negative 1, negative 2, I go to the left 1 and down 2. 0, negative 4, I just stay at the origin and then go down 4. 1, negative 6, I go to the right 1, down 6. It'll be right there. 2, negative 8, I go to the right 2, down 8. And lastly, 3, negative 10, I go to the right 3 and down 10. And then you connect it with a line, and your line must have arrows, and it must extend past the points. If you don't, it's wrong. That's just known as a line segment. A line, you show that it goes to infinity in both directions. Okay? Okay, the next line we're going to make is the line given by y equals negative x plus 3. What this means is you're going negative 1 times x, and then you're adding 3. So I take this equation part, and I just write it in here, negative x plus 3. So I know what I'm doing. Again, I go from negative 3 to positive 3. So I'm going negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. When you say negative x, it just means do the opposite. Okay? So negative and negative 3, what does that turn into? If you see two negatives, what's that turn into? Yeah, so this just turns into 3 plus 3, which equals 6. So I have the point negative 3, 6. Okay, again, our equation that we're given is negative x plus 3 means take the opposite. What's a negative negative 2? What's that turn into? What's the opposite of negative 2? And you need to know that a negative negative 2 is just taking the opposite. So you turn that into 2 plus 3, which is 5. So we have the point negative 2, 5. Okay, negative a negative 1 plus 3. Well, a negative negative 1 turns into positive 1. So this is 1 plus 3, which is 4. And I have the point negative 1, 4. I'll give you a second to catch up. So the next example, we have x equaling 0. And our equation is negative x. So we have negative 0 plus 3. Well, 0 is neither negative or positive, so it just always stays 0. So we have the point 0, 3. 1. Again, the equation is negative x plus 3, so I say negative 1 plus 3. which equals, what does that equal? 2. So I have the point 1, 2. Now I have negative 2 plus 3. Because it says negative x, so I'm just putting that negative in front. Negative 2 plus 3 is 1, so I have the point 2, 1. And 3, negative 3 plus 3, which equals 0. So I have the point 3, 0. Now I plot it. I want everybody to plot it right now. You shouldn't have to watch me do it. At this point, you should be able to just start plotting. You look at the points, you start plotting independently. So for negative 3, 6, it looks like I'm going to the left 3 and then up 6. I'd be right here. Negative 2, 5, left 2, up 5. Negative 1, 4, left 1, up 4. 0, 3, I don't go anywhere and then I just go up 3. 1, 2, to the right 1, up 2. 2, 1, to the right 2, up 1. 3, 0, to the right 3, up 9. Make your line through the points. Make sure you extend past and you include the arrows.